Man, when your best friend is the one that messed around with your either current or ex, that sucks in so many different levels because you're losing like a best friend and you're losing a current boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. It sucks on a whole bunch of different levels.
But what if it's an ex? You're no longer with that current person and your friend hooks up with them. Or once you date somebody, that person, and even if you break up, that person is off the table for the rest of the group. That's the question.
That's really tough here. So we got this email, and if you got something going on in your life, you want to share it with us, we can try to get you guys some advice at thebertshow.com. So her ex hooked up with her best friend, but she just found out about it. Ex is gone, but the best friend's still around. So now what do you do?
Dear Bert Show, I've been a longtime listener for the past 6 years now. I recently relocated to a different state and have been loving it so far. When I left, I moved in with a very close friend. For the time being, I am able to get an apartment for myself in the area since there is an intensive waiting list. However, I also decided to bring a close friend and also a former ex to live with us while we both take these opportunities in our lives further. However, when I was off to work one day, my best friend and my ex ended up playing piano. That's our code phrase for something else. They don't have a piano in the apartment. Ended up playing piano together, and things got a little hot in the moment. I wasn't told about this until 24 hours later from my ex, not my best friend. In the past, I would always confide in her about how badly my ex treated me and how much of a womanizer he is. They both say it was mutual, and even though they both feel bad, I shouldn't be upset because we're all adults here, and it's not like me and my ex planned on getting back together. However, I cannot get over the fact that I was not only right to trust my intuitions, but the woman I called my best friend could not even be honest with me, even though she knows how I would feel if this were to ever happen. I'm confused on what to do and how to feel. Sincerely, a brokenhearted listener.
Oh, so incredibly disrespectful. Abby, could you ever continue to be a best friend with this person?
It would be so hard for me because I would look back on our friendship and see everything in a completely different light, because in my head, I think I'm friends with a certain version of you. And then something like this happens and it totally spins it on its head. Although I really think your best friend is stupid. You told her everything she needed to know about what a womanizer this guy is, and she's going to jump into a piano performance with him. Not the brightest idea, but yeah, it would be incredibly difficult for me to move on with this friendship.
And they all live together.
Oh, that makes it so much worse. Yeah, this one would be simple for me. This is not a best friend. I mean, that's the end of it. You just wouldn't behave this way if you were, and then you can't even come clean about it. I mean, all of it is nasty. I would never be able to speak to this person again.
You'd never be able to trust.
Ever.
Your best friend, right? And they're all living under the same roof?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Nope.
Because when she moved, and this is why I was trying to piecemeal this together. So she moved to another state. She relocated, and instead of moving and living by herself, she decided to bring a close friend and also a former ex to live together. So one, kudos for being able to live with your ex. I don't know.
Clearly you can't.
Not anymore.
Bad decision, man.
No, man. Like, I feel like it's like a woman's law that when you are best friends, if they dated somebody, that person is off the table, period. Even if they don't make it. Obviously, if they're together, you're not going to sleep with your best friend's boyfriend, even though that happens on the show all the freaking time. So, yeah, he's an ex. He's an ex-boyfriend. You're not an ex-friend. You're a current friend. So I'm more angry at the friend, obviously, than I am at the ex, because he's an ex for a reason. He's still a D-bag for sleeping with her friend, but whatever. I can't trust you anymore.
Yeah, we had the scouting. She has the scouting report on her ex. She's got a scouting report for both of them. My ex is a D-bag. He's a womanizer. I know what he is. But yeah, I can live with the guy because it's over for me, and my best friend would never fall into that trap. So she comes with a resume also. it's shattered on so many different levels. You can never ever trust either one of them. The first thing you got to do is move out of that house.
Yeah, you do. You got to get out.
I don't know. Those leases are hard to break.
I don't care. Get out.
I'm out of there. One of us got to go.
Yeah, I don't know how you trust her ever again.
Yeah, I agree with what Kristen said as far as my group too. Once you have dated somebody forever, like that's always a rule. So much so, who was one of my best friends at the time, like no one in our circle speaks to him anymore because he took someone I used to date out on a date. That was it. They didn't even I don't know if they went further, but that was enough for me to feel like you did that behind my back and didn't tell me we couldn't be friends anymore.
All right, so is there any wiggle room? Obviously, there's no wiggle room here because this was like official ex, but if you went out on a date, but you didn't date, like she wasn't your girlfriend, if you never use the titles boyfriend, girlfriend, does it leave it up for interpretation whether or not your friend can go out with that?
That's a reach. You know that.
It's not. No, it's not.
There's no way. You don't need that kind of conversation, do you?
It's the principle of the thing. If you're going to go out with somebody that I used to date, and I mean, let's just assume that there were no prior conversations for me giving any kind of approval, it's messed up. You went out with somebody that you knew their history and it probably didn't end well, so that's on you.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
Absolutely done.
The Bert Show.
So, first, thanks for watching. Second, you like what you just watched? That just scratches the surface. Get the Bert Show on any podcast platform. We're so good.